Hi. Where is my thing? Hopefully it's not too overwhelming. I'm so bad at figuring out volumes. I look at the bars and they look right, but then they're not right. Anyways, hi. It's hot. I'm tired. I just played around with shelves. And I thought I'd be done by this already, but I'm not. So much to do. Okay, anyways. So yeah, it's Peorth and her new design. Yay. It's gonna be a while. I don't even know what I'm doing now. It's something that, well, I started it not too low res. The resolution was fine, but the size was too small, so I've had to clean up some stuff as I've gone. Yeah. I'm gonna do some weird thing, don't mind me. Yeah, that should be good. Hey guys, I totally did not use my fingers just to measure that. You're crazy. Why would I do something so weird? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's like I selected or overread at one point. Shh, don't worry. Yeah, I wrote out the long letters one time. I had to redo her skirt, so there's that. This design looks so cool, and then you try to draw in a different pose, and you're like, "Fuck." Ah, oh hi, hi Argentum. You're not the one who hydrates me. Just because I'm memeing you now. Well, it's not bad. I should hydrate anyways. I was sitting on the floor building thing. What's good, fam? What was funny? Me memeing you? I don't know. It's just when Wong says it, he's like, God damn it, it's Argentum. Oh, like, and he doesn't mean it in a mean way. Yeah, but that's all I think about is him going like, Dinkle, like this video would be done if it wasn't for Argentum. But you did bring up good points, so it's not like it's a bad thing. And he's like, yeah, I should have had these in. But of course, because Spiker also is heavy raid, that's why like there's some raids of him, but not the support. Yeah, the actual meme thing I threw together at while I was tutoring, which is why it's not as good as I wanted. I was like, I could cut the animated GIF if I was at home, but I was not. Oh no, don't run away. Peorth, give me back your boots. But yes. Good. Well, yeah, I was like, I think, I don't know if you're right around the same age as us, but yeah, that was one part of my childhood. And even now we still like, I don't know why. I still do like the Dinkelbird memes, or when somebody says something really outrageous, it's like, it must be the work of fairy godparents. God, I think I was already like I wasn't a super young kid when that came out either. It's just, it was actually interesting enough that I watched it. And I did have cable by that time too. So it's weird when I'm talking to people and they're like, you didn't grow up with like Cartoon Network. I'm like, no, I didn't have it. I had like 5 channels. Ironically, one of them was, no, we got Nick first though. Oh my God, yeah, no, I hate how old I am. I like to complain about how old I am at work, and then my boss, who is older than me, is like, stop it, stop it. I definitely hear it in his voice too. That's the best kind of memes though. The ones like you just see something, you're just like, I'm already hearing it. It's very memorable, at least. Man, they don't make shows like they used to. Rocket Power. Yeah, I watched Rocket Power too. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't actually know how old you are, Argentum. You don't have to tell me on stream. Cat dog. Oh, alone in the world with a little cat dog. Born with a woof and a purr. Yeah. Which was? Oh, Tito. Yeah. Wong is all like, Tito, man. He's from Hawaii. I don't know. That one, I don't know why. It's really, really super random, but the episode I remember the most from Rocket Power is the one where I think his name was Sid. Is that his name? He went to go eat, what is it? Sheep's attestants or something at some fancy party. Yeah, dude, I think, yeah, I definitely did too. So yeah, so you're probably at least right in the same age range. Oh God, I felt so, like this little girl yesterday who was apparently 7, she told me. Like, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm probably like I would be old enough to be her mom. I just don't have kids. And she was like, oh, let me guess, like you're in your 30s. And like, God damn it, kid, you're right. Oh, it's going into mid 30s. That's okay. Everyone knows how old I am. I have it all over the place. The Ad Nation. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I checked my settings because so the other night when I was doing karaoke relay with Firearm, when I got on his, I noticed I got hit with like 4 ads in a row, and I was like, the hell, I'm not even seeing your guys' stream. And then, you know, he checked his settings, and well, they transferred the relay over to me, and then he got hit with ads, luckily not as many, but we're like checking, we're like, what is going on? I think they like did something weird where like, even if you set it for don't do this, it does it anyways, or like some glitch. Either way, we don't need ads, guys, come on. And I hate the fact that the ads like take over and you can't hear it. Yeah, you guys just lost everything for ads. What did it cost you? Ads. I think maybe, okay, yeah. Let me do that. We played Helldive, or who remembers? Oh my God. So I never actually watched the dub because I was into Inuyasha before it existed. I mean, I'm that old, but my mother is obsessed with Inuyasha and became kind of infamous in the Inuyasha kingdom fandom. My brain is broke. Looks okay foot-wise, yeah. I don't like feet.
What?
Oh my God, Wong. I said I don't like feet under my breath, and Wong's like, what? I don't. They're hard to draw and they're not pretty. Yeah, I think that's about the time that I got I got Cartoon Network. So like, yeah, when I came into anime was right when I did get Cartoon Network, and it was like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Sailor Moon, yeah. 8th MS Team, which is why that was actually one of my earlier Gundam series I saw. I think they did Stardust Memory at one point too. No, you have to. That's okay. You're talking. I knew you were here. Oh god, Outlaw Star is so good. That one actually was on a little after those though. But because they cut so much and they were doing it weird, I ended up just watching that all in Japanese after a while. I love Aisha. She's so cute. And then Jim Hawkins is my favorite too. Trigun, I still have yet to watch the remake of Trigun. I sell an Artist Alley at conventions, and I have a set of bookmarks I call my classic ones, and Trigun is in there, and like everyone who looks at it is like, oh, why is this so true? Hi, PDV. I know, right? I like those style of cat girls. Those are that's mine. I mean, Aisha, she's just a badass all around anyways, and she was hot. What's not to love? Aisha Clan of the Katara, I think. Trigun, Blood Plus, Wolfer, and Kenshin. Kenshin, I never, once again, I started watching that before it was out on TV, but the DVDs were out. My mother would go pick us up like a DVD once a week from Suncoast. I'm not usually a fan of Big Muscle Woman, but I really liked her. See, when I think Big Muscle Woman, though, I go for like Rune Hunter Louis with like that Big Muscle Woman. I think that kind of thing. Well, and Outlaw Star was cool too to me because I was watching Angel Link by pure coincidence around the same time and did not realize they overlapped until I was like, wait a second, who are these people in Outlaw Star? Yeah. I'm not touching it with a stick though. To be fair, I do know, I've read the manga of Kenshin, I did, but after everything that happened, I'm like, I'm done. I'm also tired of remakes, like, or reboots and stuff too. Like, I know, oh my god, and then, well, that's a crap series. I can't. No, I don't think it will. But, so, yeah, I know, because last week we found out that, because Magic Knight Ray Earth, which is another one of my earlier series, that one I did not see on TV, though. It was legit on just DVD again. 30 years old, and I'm just like, Fruck. So they're doing a reboot of it. But so if you guys, I don't know if any of you guys ever saw the series or ever read the manga or something. I'm a Clamp fan, so there's not all of Clamp's. It's great. Well, see, with Fruits Basket though, the first half of the original anime did follow the manga up to a point. It's just the manga wasn't finished, so they just made an ending, and I liked it. I didn't actually like most of the second half of the manga, to be fair, so I was okay not watching it. Motoko is a badass too. But yeah, so like, but I'm like thinking like, okay, so FMA was another one that got a reboot, and like the original wasn't bad, but once again, because the manga wasn't finished, like actually Hiromu Awakawa sensei herself was like, do not, like, I don't care what you do, just don't do like what I'm trying to do in my story, so make up your own ending, you know, kind of thing. And that's why we got that weird, crazy ending. And I don't think, like, Brotherhood, once it picked up, was amazing. Because the whole story of FMA, that's one of my all-time favorite as far as, like, a manga that I watched from beginning, or read from beginning to ending, and was actually happy the whole time. I wasn't like, what the shit are you doing? Like, I hate this. I mean, yeah, there's character deaths that are sad and stuff, but it's not like, I don't know. There's so many series that I've read, and I'm just like, this is a train wreck. Why am I still reading this? And then the ending was very fitting and very good, and not, like, it was happy, but not 100%, like, perfect. And it was very realistic, and I liked it. But so when it got the remake, because of the fact that, you know, the original series was already out, that should be all that. They did, because Brotherhood is more like what it's supposed to be. Yeah, but what they ended up doing, is, they cut some of the earlier stuff because, you know, it was shown, but the problem was, for those who hadn't seen it, it'd been such a long time, or even those who were new to it, like, some of that shit that they cut is super important. Like, they cut the whole goddamn storyline with Yoki, and like, in the first anime, he's just there and that's it. In in Brotherhood, because in the manga, he's an actual legit major character. God damn it. Hunter x Hunter is another one I bitch about too. Because the original anime, there was a couple filler things, but not a lot. And so, like, that's another one that, like, really bothers me how they did it. Especially because the fillers weren't actually that bad. Yeah, Naruto had a whole freaking filler. Like, yeah, because they were too caught up. So, like, I appreciate them not finishing, but I'm also like, why don't you guys just, like, do a season then and wait? I've been very happy with the free run anime, too, so. Oh, you ate all the fries. You bastard. But I do like mozzarella sticks too. My favorite kind of food is free. Elfin Lead I saw, yeah. What? Stop making him name circle. I was like, how long got Elfin Lead? If so, catch it. Dude, I can't run. I'm partially crippled. Oh my god, you're a baby! So you can call me Aneki, or One-san, or Aneki, whatever you prefer. Autobots roll out. Yeah, you better be. You better be, sorry. Nah, it's fine. My god, I don't really want to run anyways. I used to go hiking a lot. I miss that. That's like the one thing I really miss. But I should be able to get back to that. I handled a trip to Hawaii, a lot of walking, and a trip to Japan, including through like Hokkaido and stuff. Okay, so I think I just need to take it baby steps. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not exactly a happy series. Like a lot of those from that time. I know, like during that time, like with all the series came out. See, my favorite was actually Haibane Renmei from that generation of those kind of really sad series. But like a lot of people don't like, they think of Lane or Elfin Lied first, or even Saikano, not to be confused with Saikano. Those were sad, but I think Haibane Renmei to me was just sadder because they're dead. They're already dead. I like dark series, so they don't have to necessarily be totally sad, but I'm a huge fan of like folklore and mythology and stuff too. So, but if they have a good story, that's good enough for me too. And there's been some series that I didn't think I would like that I surprisingly did like. For newer series that are good like that, Summertime Render was a good one. I really like that. At first I was like, oh, this is going kind of weird. And then I was like, I'm still addicted to it though. So that's, and the more you read of it, it's like, okay, never mind. I like this. Just trying to think of what I want to do for her background. Yeah, those are the kind of series I generally like. Like, what was that called? Like, I don't know, have a good word for this. Garden? Is that it maybe? Is garden a word? I'm just trying to like, yeah. I don't know. Oh, well, I'll just. I know a lot of people are just like, I don't want to read or watch sad things. Which, by the way, if you're into, if that's you, I do recommend you probably stay away from most of my original stuff. Because, yeah, I am definitely the kind of person who's like, wow, let's see what I can do and make you sad. I'm going to work on the background later. I'm going to actually start on her first because I don't feel like it anymore. Let's see. See, for me, it depends. I'm like, I like it if it makes sense and if it's a story, but there's some that I'm just like, I don't know. It almost hits too close to home, too, depending on what it is. I'm like mixed. But I generally do like, oh my God. I was like, what is Peorth's name? That was the crappy design I did at work one day. I drew over a base, so that's not my art there. But the rest of it is. I drew on top of it, really crudely, as you see. This is my first time coloring her, though. Well, but yeah, for me, it's not so much about the content. Because, like, a lot of the stuff that people are like, oh, it's so sad, and then you watch it, and you're like, well, it's this or that, and... Like, I know with war stories and stuff, you expect a lot of people to die. And people are, like, shocked. I'm like, why? Katajina's not sad. Wong is so offended behind me. She is a piece of shit. Oh, I just realized I never finished her leg. I should finish that. Oops. Triggered? Yeah, you better be triggered. You have horrible taste sometimes, sir. Alright, let me see. What the hell did I do? I never finished that part of her leg. Why am I like this? Oh my god. You can see all my messiness. No, if you want a wholesome, happy Gundam series, it's obviously War in the Pocket. Actually, at that point, it'd probably be more like right here. Was it? I mean, you're looking at one facet of it, but see, well, I mean, Victory was definitely sad. Kojika was not, but Victory itself was. This was my mom. I love that. I shouldn't, but I love that. I think one of the hardest things about most of the Gundam series in general is the amount of times, like, you're looking at kids. Although, I'm the idiot who, like, would just screen cap, like, the dumbest shit from there. He bit my boob! Yeah. Like, the mom yelling at the kid for giving them the wrong gun. I don't remember the exact, but... Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't think really Ko did. I mean, I was okay with Ko. Nina's the one I don't like. Oh yeah, Keith definitely deserved that. He was like, I'm like, yes, Keith was my favorite. I always liked the nerd, so my type is nerd. That's why I like Wong. You made a noise back there. Ooh. I will say 8th MS Team's anime is a lot happier than the light novel. Yeah, you can tell me why you don't like Ko. I mean, I wouldn't put him in my top characters ever. Just comparatively in that series, everybody is better than Nina. Have you never played GBO? I mean... Yeah, Nina's just awful. But see, I don't want to necessarily say in defense of Ko, but like, I feel like Ko is a lot more forgivable than some of the other characters, specifically because this is not what he was supposed to be doing. And because he kind of had no choice, and just the whole concept of, especially in that particular, timeline, it's like, oh, if it's a Gundam, it must be magical. So therefore, if you're not using it right, you're the failure, not something wrong with the system or anything. So it's a lot to put on somebody who really wasn't ready for it. Top Gun Gundam. It's been forever since I've seen Top Gun, so I got nothing on that. I don't remember it. I don't really think he's being that maverick. I can think of a lot more reckless characters in series, so... God, in Igloo alone you have that one. We can stick with Gundam. I don't think that's the right width. I think, yeah, I need to make it a little bigger. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do stupid things. Like, oh God, no. But it's also shows you that the seriousness of war is the fact that if you mess up, you fuck up really bad. And I feel like that's kind of like the whole thing with the original Gundam series is that, yeah, they have these pretty cool robots, but you're not supposed to be really glorifying it the way people do. It's the whole... Well, I mean, I feel like... Oh, what was it? Turn A Turn is probably one of the best examples of that, where it's like the whole don't glorify war thing. Yeah, I'm not saying anybody deserved it. I'm just saying I also feel like there has been a lot worse characters in even Gundam. But you don't have to like him. And I mean, I don't love him either. I just, like, yeah, I agree. Keith, like Keith is good. It is that whole panic thing. Haven't you ever, like, panicked and accidentally smacked somebody in the nose? I mean, just imagine if you had a gun. I mean, unfortunately, that's a huge thing going on in America right now. Ooh. I thought he had a gun. It was an eraser. Oops. As an American, I can say this. Oh, yeah, I figured. No, I kind of go into Gundam expecting most characters to die. Even if I get attached to them, I'm like, they're gonna die. What's always really funny to me is when they, like, make a character death seem so big and, like, you know the character for, like, 10 minutes, I feel like. Legit Gundam take, they're gonna die, yes. I'm always really surprised by, like, the characters I am like, are they gonna die? And then they don't. And I was like, why the hell is this character still alive? And then they're like, they do something with the blade. I'm like, oh, okay. And then there's other series like Seed, when I was like, come on, take Flay away already. Flay is not a good girl. No, Wong, she's not a good girl. See, Wong has very toxic taste. What is wrong with him? Oh God, yeah, like Iron-Blooded Orphans was also another really hard-hitting one because, I mean, obviously some of them look older, but they're not actually that old. It's a bunch of kids in space again. Going to war. Mom, Dad, I'm finally going to war. Okay, I should stop. I know I had one friend who was like, I don't really watch, you know, she doesn't watch Gundam because she's not into giant robots. And so I'm like, well, there are some amazing. I'm trying to get her to watch, well, I recommended to her. I didn't like force her, but I recommended she watch War in the Pocket though. Because I was like, that is definitely a good one to get into because she likes really strong stories and characters and stuff. So I'm like, it's a nice short one. Yeah, there's the Gundam in there, but unlike some of the other series, like the original and stuff where the Gundam is like the main character, it's more of a, it's there and it's cool, but it's actually like legit, like here's characters that you feel for. I hope you didn't get too attached. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, I should close that down too. That's what's wrong. I was like, what's weird? War at WFM, what is that? Oh God, yeah. I think yeah, A Witch from Mercury. Yes and no, because I still think for those who don't really like mecha, it has too much mecha in it. Hi, I don't know what adnims. I like it though, obviously. Yeah, because like I like to go back with the comparison to War in the Pocket. Like, you know, Ariel is like a huge part of it. Ariel's a pretty big chunk of it. In the first half, maybe not as much, but the second half, it's more about Ariel than it is even about Soletta at times. I'm not gonna spoil why or anything, but yeah. I mean, I still don't think it's a bad one to jump in with, but I say it depends. Like, I have one of my friends, I've recommended to her primarily because we were talking about LGTB relationships in animes that weren't like super forced and non-consensual toxic stuff, and I'm like, you know, once they get over all the other political shit, that one is actually pretty fairly, you know, say so. It's not like some of these other ones who are like, oh, you have to give me your body to get whatever you want kind of shit. I don't know, we got onto the topic of it. I liked it, but I also like Gundam, so I went in and watched it for the mecha as much as anything else. Although, actually, Gundam is not my favorite mecha series. I'm sorry, guys. It really was. You're not wrong. The second season was kind of like, we forgot what was going on. But I do know a lot of it was... So, my favorite is actually Gravion. I like satire. And Gravion does it so well. And then, after watching Braveburn more recently too, I was like, why is this so good? It has such a Gravion vibes. And then I found out it's the same director. It's like, that would be why. Yeah. I think because with Gravion too, because it's satire, but it's done in such a way that there is story and it tropes a lot of different things. I don't know, some of the Gundam series, especially when you start getting to like some of the where they just handle all the new type stuff, or like Seed where you've just got, you know, Jesus shooting all over. Like, honestly, as a character, I don't think Kira is horrible if he was developed. He's just not developed. He hasn't gone through puberty yet, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm as much about the robots as I am about the character. I have not seen the new movie yet, but you can have your words and keep them to yourself for now. I'll probably have to wait until Wong gets back from Japan to watch it. He's leaving me. Abandoning me. I also, like, I get why they did a movie, because, well, I know with Seed, one of the things that they really tried with it is they tried to bring, you know, other fans outside of the Gundam franchise in, especially, like, the female fan base, but it did not, I mean, it did okay with it, but actually the one that brought the female fan base in the most was Iron-Blooded, which makes sense. Like, I always like my ship, and then I have a ship in Iron-Blooded. It's adorable. But then when I actually was like reading like an interview with the writer, she said that if one of the two of the ship did not die, they would have legit gotten married. And I was like, good, my ship's canon. I'm happy. That's all I needed. I'm good. I mean, it would have been better if, you know, I kind of saw, like, I had pinpointed which characters I thought would die in that one pretty early on. I'm like, okay, which one would have the most thing? Yeah, I really liked it, but it also was like, yeah, oh my god, ow, sometimes. You're like, oh, there goes everyone. All of my friends are dead. Although I feel like Iron-Blooded also, for, I don't know, some of the villains were a little weird. Like, not bad, they were like the least, I get what their motivation was, but it also just didn't feel as strong as like the orphan's own motivation, which I mean makes sense because of which side we're seeing primarily, but also it's like I felt that they were just a bunch of bullies, and that made it a little weird, but I suppose that is also what America is. And Double O definitely was like, if Gundam Wing had cleaned up its plot a bit, it made a little more sense until the movie. The movie on that one is garbage too. I'm sorry. I don't like that movie. They took a perfectly good story and were like, let's make it weird. Yeah, well, I know it's not about the villains, but in so many of the other ones, like, because, you know, it's usually, they're war stories. You're used to actually understanding, and I don't know, I feel like it's usually more pressing. This is literally just like, why are you guys tormenting children? That's my own personal opinion. Which I think also in some ways, like it might have purposely been written by like that, so you feel more for the kids, but... Like, overall, as far as, like, a villain being really, like, or I don't even say villain, antagonist is definitely a better word, being, like, really thought-provoking and stuff in a series, I do think, probably Turn A, I'd give that one, too, just because the more you learn about the Moon people, no, they're not the Moon people, like, the more, you know, the changes, your own personal changes. Those war orphans are bad. Yeah, it really was. Well, I don't even think it was necessarily like they're bad. It just shows you that because of this, they're put into situations that they can't really escape and forced to do not always good stuff. In other words, children, don't become a war orphan. You can definitely control that. No, but that one definitely had a really strong character growth, really strong strong character growth, really good story. But yeah, if you don't like sad, don't watch it. But if you like yaoi, I can send you some screenshots. That's all you need. Of my ship. I think another thing about Iron Blooded that I really liked is because you had such a larger cast. You got a lot of different archetypes in it. You weren't seeing a lot of the same stereotypes that you see in a lot of the other ones. I feel like I was going on. You're not wrong. I mean, but isn't that like the whole concept of Gundam? War is bad. Don't do it. But here's some cool suits to make it look like this series is about something else. I don't think any Gundam series does anything but tell you, bad, don't do war. In its own way. Yeah. That's not even all who die. Dare you forget Shino. But yeah, it was also, I think part of it too is like some of them got to go out in like grandeur in like an actual war, and you know it's sad, but it's like okay, yeah, they kind of knew what they were getting into, and then some of the other ones were just like, oh wow, suddenly life is like that. Sometimes it's great, sometimes you get shot in the middle of the street and you're dead. I also feel like if you go into any kind of story that's themed around war and think there's going to be a happy ending, yeah, no. I was gonna say, I think that's one of those things that makes it always really bad, is just because, yeah, it's like, you know, they really did a good job humanizing them for one thing. So yeah, you really get into the characters, which is, you know, great until, you know, you're like, oh god, nobody's living. No, not everyone died. Actually, one of the characters I thought would die that didn't die, and that surprised me just because. But in the end, when they started killing off the others, I was like, it makes sense now because you have this new generation coming up, and you still needed some old blood in it, basically. I actually liked him as a character too, so I was like, you know what? He got to do something in the end, even if it wasn't quite what initially was he planning or anything. Getting attacked again. The Fire Nation. It cometh. Yeah, you can know how pixelated this looks. Oh my god. I'm also at 200%, so that definitely makes a difference. See, you can see there's some straight lines and stuff. You probably, actually, maybe you can't. I see the straight lines and it bothers me. Yeah, this looks really rough here though. How dare you? You just go off to do a battle. Leave me all here on my lonesome. Don't mind me erasing her face. I do that. I don't remember what I said. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at that. I have the memory of the goldfish. Oh, I think I was just talking about how in general with the deaths there is they really humanize them first, and then that's a big thing because you don't see them as just like, yay, I'm dead. No, I seriously do. I forget what I say after like a second after I say it. Time to go check the VOD later. I am definitely that constant. I walk into the other room and then forget what I was trying to get. This is what narcolepsy will do to you because you don't sleep enough, so your brain cannot retain stuff. I used to once have like a borderline photographic memory, and now I'm like, who am I? Where am I? Who are you, people? Yep. Just happy children. And I know like some series will do like the having younger people and killing children for like the shock value, but Iron Blooded didn't really do that. They just really worked it in as this is part of the story. These are some of the horrors of war. And they're not wrong though, because there are a lot of times kids get stuck in situations like that too. Not obviously in giant robots per se, but you know, kids are stuck fighting or doing something that they don't necessarily want to do, but they don't know any better. So to them, that is all they can do. Speaking of like a good war mech series like that, and especially with the whole you don't want to be here stuff, 86 is a good one for that. And that one is definitely sad, but yes, because you kind of know like from the get-go because it's a war story. Yeah, there's not gonna be a lot of survivors. I'm still pretty sure my favorite character is gonna lose an arm. I just decided this, and I'm gonna keep going on. But it won't be, and it's not, obviously not in the stuff that's out. That's why I don't have confirmation. But yeah, that's definitely a really good and sad series as far as like looking at the reality of stuff like that. And also, once again, you have some really young kids in there. Like, they're not as young as they can be, but still. Oh god, yeah, that was definitely a really good soundtrack. As it was Sawano Hiroyuki the one that did the soundtrack for that? Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, he did a lot of the songs there. He does really good music, so that was really good. I liked it a lot, for sure. No, exactly. It was like, it's a very, and that's just it. They present it in a way that, you know, you don't really think about how you can relate to it until the further you get. And then you start like, oh god, this has happened before, just in different ways. See, my favorite composer is still Kaji Hiroyuki, but Sawano is really good. Obviously, oh my god, I saw her in concert. I'm blanking on her name. Little mouse girl. What is her name? Oh. Thank you, Yoko Kanno. She's good as well. Japan has some really rocking composers. Obviously, you know, Nier soundtrack is... Persona has another really good soundtrack for everything too. And then was it actually I was really impressed with like the Shield Hero soundtrack, and it's a guy from Australia. I was like, oh, it's like Kenneth Peorth or something. He does a bunch of other ones too. I was like, oh, that's also good. But yeah, I'm so jealous. They get such good music. That's also another good one, yeah. No, there's some really good ones out now. Yeah, it's always really funny, like, after a while, like, even though they're so, you know, there's these good soundtracks and they're really different, you'll be listening to something and being like, oh, I bet you it's, like, composed by this person. You're right. I think like prior to a lot of this, like, well, obviously like Kazuya Yuki's been doing it for a while. Same with Yoko Kanno. I remember a soundtrack that I really liked that was really like surprisingly good for such a small unknown series was the Keikaishi soundtrack. Ueki no Hosoku also had a pretty good soundtrack. I don't remember who composed either of those because it's been so long since I saw them. It was another one of those instances where I was like reading the manga as well, because the anime for Keikaishi only covers the first half, which was a good stopping point. They did make some changes that made me a little irritated because I'm that kind of person, but like nothing serious. It's they just swapped out my favorite character for stuff. See, while it's super memorable, I wouldn't say it's very. I would say I would probably give like the original Cardcaptor Sakura more of that. The Chobits one is kind of, I guess because it's so repetitive, it's definitely not one I would want to sit there and listen to. And then like if you're going for like ending songs, like real folk blues, my god, yeah. For Cowboy Bebop is a really good one. Like Dot Hack is the same thing where like Obsession is that what the first one's called? Because yeah, Seesaw was literally if you guys don't know, Seesaw, the band who did a lot of the Dot Hack music and stuff, is actually Kazuya Yuki and Ishikawa Chiaki, which I've not met Kazuya Yuki, but I always joke because I've seen and met Chiaki Ishikawa, I've seen and met Calafina, and I've seen and met Naru Yuka. So like I've met a bunch of the chunk of people who've worked with her, but never her. That was cute though, but I also am like, I don't know, personally like doing a cover of that song is kind of like, while it's a very memorable song, it's not a really good judge of their abilities. Fu and Moko actually do pretty well with their covers though, but it made sense for them. And I mean, it's cute. It's just also I'm like, I don't know, I would have picked something different. But I can't say anything because like, why did I just do that? For anybody who is actually like around at my karaoke stream, I tried to do some new songs and it turned back into I Live in the 90s Forever. Wasn't that bad maybe, but I do tend to fall back to older songs just because it's what I know better still. Like Polka, Omaru Polka is great because she does a lot of Detective Conan and Slayer songs on her streams. Stuff like, yes. I thought you were gonna make me a prop. I like singing. And I feel like because I'm behind a screen, it helps. But I have actually entered. I used to do karaoke contests at cons, like actually enter them, and I've taken top 3 several times, top 4 even more. I think the highest I ever got was 2nd, but still, it was fun. And then for a big contest, the highest I got was 3rd. I have a trophy for that though. And then yeah, and then I was running Yoma Idol at YomaCon for like ever, for back when they were in Dearborn. Wait, Troy Dearborn, yeah, Dearborn was part 2. That's when they had asked me to because I had experience with doing the contest myself. And it was at first great, but then I stopped getting the support, so now it's just a mess. Oh, con politics and staff shifting. No, not who. Oh, Zubon Shikaku. Yeah, Polka is one of my favorites for her song choices, but I said, oh, and he just started singing the SpongeBob song, but then he went with the Japanese version. So I appreciate that. And he as in Wong. I mean, I will say though, what I've noticed, and like I noticed this even in contests I used to run and stuff, and even just at open mic, but even for like people now doing covers or you know, singing songs at karaoke, like a lot of these people don't really pick good songs for themselves. They might like the songs, but they don't pick good ones. You enjoy your dinner, northern regions. The nether regions. I've been to Anime Boston before. That's kind of north. What did you eat? Did you give me food? What are we having, Liz? It better be french fries. No, I'll eat after I get off stream anyways. That's it? Nothing else? Was there any like flavoring on any of it? I mean, not that if the steak is made well, it's good. But Wong always puts like some steak salt, like what is it? Steak sauce, steak seasoning on it while he cooks it. It like marinates in it first, and then he sous vise it. God, Wong makes a mean steak. I love it. I used to not like beef at all. Now I'm like, oh my God, steak. Okay, you do season it, yeah. What about for the sugar pass? Well, I guess if you get them right, the sugar snap peas, they can be really good. But I guess I'm not used to getting them good enough tasting, so I usually have to put something. Even if it's just a little like salt or something. I use a lot of Hawaiian salt because it's in our thing. Season 2. Okay, so that makes more sense. I was like, otherwise it sounds really bland. Hi, Firearm. That does sound yummy though. I can tell you Wong's or does Wong want to hop over here and tell you his joke about the elevator? No, he doesn't want to. He was like, what's green and goes up and down in an elevator? Peas.
An elevator.
I'm sure I told it wrong.
Green, small green goes up and down.
I'm sorry, what's small green and goes up and down? Pee in an elevator. As you see, I'm horrible at jokes that I'm told because I never remember stuff in order. Can I blame my dyslexia? I honestly don't like to cook though. I like to eat, not to cook. I think part of it is because with like some of my medical issues, it's just it hurts to do stuff and like I can't stand for a long time. I'm better than I used to be. I used to like actually like cap out a lot sooner. Now I can do it better. And I'm not falling over at least when it's done, so that helps. But and then yeah, also like I have trouble touching really cold stuff, so it's hard for me to cut things, especially like meat. It's hard for me to cut vegetables because of grip issues. So I'm like, a lot of it is just the preparation itself gets me annoyed. And then I get frustrated and then I'm like, rrr. And of course, because they're harder for me to do, it takes me longer. I feel like I didn't wash out my bottle enough. It tastes like soap. Just drinking some soap water. Oh yeah, I'm still in highlights. I forgot what I was doing. Case in point, I forget things. I just forgot what part of Peorth I was coloring. Yep. I like chapter title pages because I get to draw pretty arts. My narcolepsy definitely has been hitting me hard. I don't believe I did. If it was a giveaway, I did not pack any of the giveaways today. Or if you ordered it, I guess, after I packed. I want to do the giveaways on Wednesday. Sorry, I was lazy today. I'm also kind of waiting on one to figure out what it's doing. Am I packing you a giveaway? Is that what I'm doing? Do I need to throw another tenchi? No, I think we're out of tenchis. But yeah, I will pack it Wednesday. Yeah, like today I started the day off with getting, yeah, okay, so it's a giveaway. Yeah, you'll get it sent out Wednesday. And it will be sent out that same day. I'll pack it in the morning and take it out. The boys have a release date. Which boys are we talking about this time? So many boys, so little time. No, I had to go get my monthly stabbing this morning, allergy shots. I'm allergic to like everything, so I get 4 every time I go in. So I'm itchy. The native boys, ooh. And then I tutored because I need money, and I was asked to. I didn't sleep super well last night though either, so that didn't help. Do we ever though? I think I'm like, as of this point, I don't think there's too many more figures I have in order. I think I'm behaving myself now. I have some Nendos, but only like right now is because like one of my favorite BLs is Therapy Game, and they did you know, Nendos for it. If they ever do a scale, like I'm fucking dropping those so fast. Like, well, I have them, so I'll just sell those and get the beautiful scale. Just like I have some number 6 figures, but I would rather have Crimson Spell. I don't know that one. Or do I? And I just don't realize it. I mean, for most of them, I'd rather have scales if it's available. But yeah, for some of them, I don't need that many, so I wouldn't go that for everything. But I've been selling off stuff, including Nendos, so I have been trying. I've been selling it on Macari, and it's moving slowly. But it helps. It helps pay stuff, and I don't know how much, you know, until my insurance decides that I have to start paying. Like, they change how my prescriptions are, and some of my medications are expensive. Yeah, Yamane Ayano? I don't know what that means. I mean, it's a name. I get that. I gotta look it up. But yeah, my one inhaler is like $800 alone, and I have 3. But that is the most expensive one. But it's a daily. I don't know what this is. Oh, I've seen that art before. Is it really? Their stuff is okay. I didn't like Finder. I'm sorry. Trying to see if there's anything else in here that I actually like. Yeah, most of these are very what I would consider like too much for me. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of her stuff is not usually my type of stories I read. I know one of the BL artists I really like got an anime, but it was for one of her non-BL series. Kiss Him Not Me. Or the other way around. Yeah, Kiss Him Not Me. There you go, that is right. But her facial expressions are so good and so cute. I like wholesome, like, consensual, non-mafia relationships. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't read series like that, but I usually drop the ones that get a little too non-consensual. Yeah, I mean, I find most of them pretty well, though. There's a couple that I still read that aren't, but for the most part, what I read is. There's, like, earlier in the day, like, with the period of, like, that particular artist and everything, too, there was a lot more of that. But I'm like, dude, I want my wholesome shit, damn. I want my cute shit that gives me, like, cavities. It's so cute. But also done realistically in such a way that it's not, like, super dumb either. I don't know, one of the reasons I ever started reading BL in general, besides the fact that, you know, it's amazing, was because a lot of the relationships in them are a lot more realistic than shoujo. And I mean, I'm not saying they all are, because there's some really wild ones there. Like, I know for a while when, was it Stalking Killing was really big, I decided to try to read that, and that was just awful. I could not get very far. That one was painful. It's like, how is this popular? Like, this is so toxic, and it's nothing about it. It makes me grimace and wince the whole time. It's so bad. That's why I was like, why did this get popular? Like, are you guys okay? What is wrong with you? Because I have a lot of friends. It's not romantic. Like, no, nothing about it is romantic. Do you guys, like, not know? That's why I like Love Therapy, because it is consensual. And there is drama and there's some mix-ups and the main character's a little pouty boy. But I like that the fact that it like it also makes me think of like so many times in a lot of these series where like a character is like, I fucked up and that's it, and then like, you know, woe is me, and they go on this whole like drama thing, and then until something major happens. But I like this one because it was more like both sides kind of sat around, and then the one guy's like, yeah, that's dumb, let's go talk to him. And so it was a lot more like, I felt it was a lot more like human, like how actual people would be, especially because so many times, like, and like, this isn't just for BL, but so many times in series, they'll like build up a character and be like, the character is supposed to be like this. And then like when they actually have a situation in which their reaction should be following that method, it doesn't. And I mean, obviously I get that certain things are definitely gonna change reactions and stuff, because yeah, you don't expect everyone to be the same in every situation, but like a lot of them just like make them so out of character, and it's like maybe that's what they're like underneath, I guess, because people do react differently. But I'm also like, I don't know, I'm just annoyed. I'm that person if it's not done like, yeah. I'm trying to think, some of the other series that people have recommended, like they're like, I love this, and like, why? I read the summary and like there's nothing about that makes me want to read it. But why? Am I just like missing something here, guys? Maybe I am. I know like Banana Fish is another one that like a lot of people like, but I've never read that. I mean, I know it's not just about the BL with that one for things too, although it's a big part of it. That one, it never appealed to me, once again, because of the like the elements of it that are not consensual and stuff. And then just the mafia stories don't usually sit well with me, because there's a lot of bad stuff that happen in them to the characters. I'm like, oh my god, stop kicking these guys when they're down. Like, it's one thing to have them go through a little bit, but when they start doing it like every other thing. Yeah, I feel like some of the figures are really nice, but I don't know if I can ever really watch that one, because like I know just enough. And like maybe it's better because like maybe there's things about it that make those like non-negligible things, but I'm weird like that. Yeah, you're right. A lot of BL fans do. I think a lot of it too, especially like the younger ones, is because they are so young that they just are like, yeah, BL, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm that person who actually reads stories regardless of what they are, including BL and GL, just because I like characters and stuff. So I'm not really bothered about it, and I actually prefer less 18 plus stuff. So I want to read a good wholesome fucking story, guys. That's all I want. I try to follow some of the ones on webtoons, and like, oh my god, there's some painful ones out there too, and they're not even like necessarily like super you know, toxic, or I don't know, they're just it's very bland. That's the way to phrase it, I guess. It's not a very, it's like, it's barely a story. It's just like, here's a really generic concept and here's some characters that just happen to be a BL couple. And I mean, I would say the same thing if a series that had a different couple was in there too. I don't know, it's weird. But there's, I mean, obviously because webtoons, you yourself can post whatever you want, you know. Because like Zoskias is backed up there. It's delayed on updates and everything, but yeah, I don't know. Whenever a series is like getting popular and I see it, I usually do try to take a look at it. I don't necessarily always read it, and I'm like, some of these are just like, what is wrong with you guys? Most of them make me do that. Why are you guys like this? Yeah. What did I do there? Ah, yes. Her chin is different colored. Don't worry about it. She's grown a mustache. Good job, Peorth. Your mustache looks lovely today. Also, I definitely feel like another issue with reading anything on Webtoons is because of the format of it. Everything is so drawn out, and you're like, no, just give me the story. I don't want to wait months to read it. I'm impatient. Okay. Oops. But yes, please, guys, I hope you are not offended if you are into some of the stuff I said I don't like. Because you're welcome to be. We just don't have to be into the same thing. That means there's more of your thing for you and more of my thing for me. And I can be friends with people with different opinions as long as they're not, like, bad people. Alright, well, yeah, so it wasn't a whole lot done on Peorth. But like I said, this is going to be her final colors when she's done. That was the doodle I did for her new outfit. I just haven't done anything besides the Ink October years back. So this will be clearly chapter 7 chapter 77, oh my god, does not have anybody showing up in their new outfits. I don't know what you are talking about. Oh my god. And speaking of, guys, don't forget those Kia turns 10 actually Wednesday, but the celebration for it is this Sunday. Let me check. What did I put? I don't even know when I put it, guys. What am I doing? What am I doing? How do I see my events? Yeah, it's Sunday the 18th. So it'll be running all day. It is on Facebook. Can I like share this event? How do I share it? Doop. Here we go. I mean, it's pretty easy. You don't have to, it's a Facebook event. So you don't have to actually be there. If you mark yourself as going, just all you have to do is say, I'm going. You instantly get an entry for prizes. And yeah, I'll be doing various things throughout the day. Most of it will be like just posts in the chat, but I will also be doing a live stream for a bit with Q&A. And there is going to be trivia, so this is the perfect time to keep brushing up on your Zeus Kia stuff. But yeah, 18 freaking years. Those Kias can vote now, guys. Maybe it will save us. But yeah, okay. And then, whoa, let's go find somebody to raid. Silence. I should say, even if you don't do like the Facebook event, but if you show up on my stream, you'll still get points. I don't know who to rate. Let's see. I'm looking through my friends. I always try to go for like the lowest. Do you guys want to watch? Can I rate this person? Let's see if I can rate him. Oh, I know who this is. I was like, why did I like acting like I don't know? I know this person. Oh my god, wrong thing. I'm so bad at this. We're gonna go watch the Metroid Prime, okay, guys? Once I stop being a dumbass. Oh, it has follower only chat. That's it. I was like, I can't. I don't have a whole lot of people I'm bringing, but hey, every little bit helps, right? So thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys maybe later this weekend. All right. Have a safe week. Don't get too hot. Ikuwayo.